All right, we are looking at another question on the weighted average cost of capital. Now we're going to start off from a basic point where we have the weighted average cost of capital, WACC, is equal to the weight on debt, the tax adjusted cost of debt, multiplied by the rate of debt plus the weight that we have on preferred stock times the rate on preferred stock plus the weight on common stock multiplied by the rate on common stock. Now, what we have given here is that we're not explicitly given a whole lot of information here. What the first thing that we need to do is we need to work on our weights. Okay, our weights are given by the amounts here, the total amount of assets that we have. So we have our debt assets are 380.68 million. We have the preferred at 152.27 million. Okay, and then we have common stock at 228.41 million. So what we do is we add up our total assets here, which are going to add up to 761.36 million. And then what we do is we then divide each of these aspects by the total assets, and that tells us the proportion of assets that we have funded by it. So we're going to have a weight on debt of 0.5, a weight on preferred stock of 0.2, and a weight on common stock at 0.3, right? All of these have to add up to 1, and they do. Okay, so we are able to substitute this stuff in here. The weight on debt is going to be 0.5, the weight on preferred stock is 0.2, and the weight on common stock is 0.3. Okay, then we also have a couple other things here. We have given to us, we have this 5.5% on preferred stock. Okay, we have the 10.10% on stockholders, and we also have the 5.29% on bonds. Now, in order to put the bond factor into here, okay, RDT, we may have to make an adjustment, right, which is the debt multiplied by 1 minus T. We only make the adjustment off of taxes because we only get a tax write-off on when we pay interest. So we're going to have our 5.29% here multiplied by 1 minus 0.4, right? We're paying 40% in our taxes. So we have a total amount here then of 3.17% is the amount that we're actually paying on our debt. Okay, so that means we're going to have, in this aspect is 3.17%. Okay, and then now looking at our preferred stock, right? Preferred stock is going to go in here because that's what it's given to us directly right there. So it's going to be 5.5%. Okay, and then our common stock is going to go in this last element because it's given to us in this aspect right here. Okay, so that's going to be 10.1%. So when we add all this stuff up, right, we work the math through. That's going to show us that we're going to have a weighted average cost of capital here of 5.72%. Okay. Now, what I would like to point out is this 5.72% is less than the 10.1% that we are getting on our stockholders. It is also greater than the adjusted amount on debt, which is 3.17. Now, the weighted average cost of capital is never going to be higher than the highest cost of capital. Is never going to be lower than lowest cost of capital. So this is one way we're able to check and just make sure that we're getting a at least somewhat accurate answer.